Mark Sponsler from StormSurf.com, and here's the surf forecast for the Hawaiian Islands for the week starting Friday, June 24th. Brought to you by your surf authority, expert advice, and friendly staff, Hawaiian South Shore. We're going to start by looking at jet stream level winds. These winds up about 30,000 feet help support the formation of gales when they form, help direct their track. We're looking for a trough, just like that, right here. A push in the jet to the north. That helps create a clockwise flow aloft and down at the ocean surface. That's the hallmark of low pressure. Low pressure, if it's deep enough, generates winds. Winds, if they're aimed in your direction, it generates seas. Seas, as they radiate away from the fetch area, turn into swell. Swell, when hit your beach, turns into surf. So we have a trough here in the central South Pacific, but as we move forward, you can see it sort of fades and weakens, not a whole lot of wind pushing to the north, and it moves out of the Hawaiian swell window. Hawaii about 158 west, something like this, and the trough is off on Saturday in the southeast Pacific. Also notice, winds start building, pushing to the southeast. That is a ridge. When you get this split in the jet stream like that right there, you get high pressure in between. That does nothing for producing swell. And that ridge continues Monday, Tuesday, if anything, only building Wednesday. Then maybe on Thursday, a bit of a trough tries to build in the far southeast Pacific. But again, the cutoff for Hawaii is right around there, 155 west, so no hope. But there also is winds pushing to the north. We can actually go back here. You see it starting about Wednesday night, Thursday, pushing up into the Tasman Sea. There's New Zealand, there's Australia, Tasmania there. And maybe that'll provide some hope for gale development in the Tasman Sea and small swell radiating north into the Hawaiian South Shore. And also notice the remnants of that trough are supposed to push east of New Zealand as we get into Friday evening, a week from now. So maybe there's some hope there. All right, let's go take a look down at the ocean surface. Here we are, surface level pressure, surface level winds, as expected, not a whole lot going on. Remnants of a gale previously in the central South Pacific that has generated swell that is radiating towards Hawaii. We'll get to that in a minute. It's fading off in the southeast Pacific. High pressure building east of New Zealand. Not a whole lot going on. Building to 1036 millibars as we get into Sunday and pretty much locking things down. A gale is forecast here southeast of New Zealand on Tuesday, but all winds aimed to the southeast at Antarctica does nothing for us. As we get into, now here we go, on Wednesday, Tasmania, Australia, New Zealand. Gale starts building associated with a trough there. 35-knot winds pushing up into the Tasman Sea. Also another gale, again, almost east of the Hawaiian swell window. So no hope really from this one. But as we get into Thursday, again, 35-knot winds pushing pretty well up into the Tasman Sea into Thursday night and then fading. Yes, there's a gale in the southeast Pacific, but it's of no use to us. And then theoretically, remnants of the Tasman Sea gale maybe are to try to develop east of New Zealand a week out. That's a long way for the models. Models not that accurate, so we're not going to hold our breath on that. All right, let's go take a look at the effect of those winds on the ocean surface. But we're going to go back in time a little bit because we mentioned about a gale that developed in the central South Pacific on Sunday last week. Here it is, 20-foot seas, building with seas to 29 feet Sunday night, 33 feet late Sunday night, and up to 36 feet right there, 36.5 feet, the highest seas over this entire domain. Aim north in the Hawaiian swell window. That was Monday, about 5 days ago. That has generated some swell that is radiating north. And then secondary fetch also developed with seas in the 24, maybe 25, and then up to 26, or almost 28 feet. We'll say 27 feet. Again in the Hawaiian swell window late Tuesday into early Wednesday. That swell, as we said before, is radiating north. Then after that, things settled down. And here's where we are today. The South Pacific, Australia, New Zealand, the Ross Ice Shelf, Antarctic ice, chilly over there. The swell window for Hawaii cuts off right about here, so you want to be in this space, this area. We're just looking for any presence of seas, we'll say 24 feet or greater. We know not a whole lot is expected until that Tasman Sea gale starts getting organized. And there we go. Late Wednesday into Thursday, 30, 29-foot seas, just barely squeaking into the Tasman Sea swell window. Some swell pushing through. Now, Fiji and other islands here are going to filter a lot of the energy out of this swell relative to Hawaii. So we're not holding our breath, but theoretically a week from now. So this would be next weekend, something like that. Maybe swell could result, but we're not sure yet. So let's put this all together. Friday, today, New Zealand swell is hitting, previously generated east of New Zealand. It's fading, actually, from 1.5 feet at 13 to 14 seconds. That's pure swell. That's 2-foot Hawaiian, so chest high, maybe shoulder high, top spots. That seems to be about right. Saturday, that swell's to continue fading down to 1.3 feet at 13 seconds, so 1.5 to 2 feet. So we'll say chest high, something like fun size surf, good for everybody. Sunday, Central South Pacific swell starts building. We saw that in the charts from 1.6 feet at 16.7 seconds later in the day. That's 2.5 foot Hawaiian. That's head high, maybe a little bit more at top spots. So if you're new to the surf game, maybe stick to protected breaks. As we get into Monday, same deal. Swell builds even a little bit more to 2.1 feet at 14 to 15 seconds later in the day. 3 foot Hawaiian, a foot overhead at top spots. Good solid swell. Make the most of it. Tuesday, that swell starts fading from 2.1 feet at 13 to 14 seconds, so still 2.5 to 3 feet, so head high, foot overhead. Lesser experienced surfers remain at more protected breaks. Experts, you know where to go. Now, this swell theoretically is supposed to pulse again on Wednesday and then start fading from there. So pretty much surf for the majority of the week, and with the Tasman Sea gale building, maybe more behind that. So a pretty good run of surf. There's swell in the water right now. Good for surfing. Go out, build your skills, have some fun, enjoy it. And then a little pulse of stronger swell arriving for the early part of the work week, continuing into the mid-work week. Fun size surf, maybe a little bit more for best spots, best south-facing breaks. And then after that, things settle down. But Tasman Sea supposed to wake up again, and maybe remnants of that gale to push east of New Zealand, but that's more than a week out. Model's a little bit uncertain. So either way, there is surf, continual surf on the South Shore, nothing forecast for the North Shore other than maybe very limited wind swell. So we're focusing on the South Shore. Go get it, have some fun, do all your shopping at Hawaiian South Shore. Good selection of products there. And go have fun, be safe, enjoy your day at the beach, and we'll see you next week. Same time, same channel. Thanks for watching.